Okay, Shelby, here's another review video. I'm going to try to do a better job of this one than I did in the last one. Tom negotiates a car price of $16,000. He trades in his old vehicle for $4,000, so there's a trade-in, okay? He is charged 6% sales tax, a $240 fee for title and registration. How much will Tom pay for his new car? So we got to pay for three things: the car, plus the tax, plus the fee for the title and register. Just put title. Okay. Now the car, you don't write $16,000 down because he trades in his car, so he doesn't have to pay all that. He pays less. Okay. Because he does the trade-in, pays less. So to find the car, we go do some math. We take $16,000 and subtract his trade-in, $4,000. And that's $12,000. So that's the car, okay? Pretty easy there. Now, the rest of these need to be money amounts, okay? The tax is not a money amount, that's a percentage. So we have to find 6% of something. And it's of the 12,000. So we divide 6% by 100. .06. Then of means multiply. 720. And then the title I already have. I have the money. It's 240. Okay? So I add those and I have my answer. 12,000 plus 720 plus 240. $12,960. Okay, now the next one, APR, means I'm going to use my table right here, okay? Mike negotiates a car price of $19,000. He makes a $7,000 down payment, and he pays the rest using an APR of 10.5% over 5 years. Find Mike's monthly payment using your table. So what we have here is the rate. Okay, so the rate, 10.5 over 5 years, okay, is $2.15. That's per $100. Now here, this is the actual, okay, and down here is the amount Mike has to borrow, okay. He's not borrowing $19,000 because he makes a $7,000 down payment. So I take $19,000 minus $7,000 because he doesn't pay that. So $19,000 minus $7,000 is $12,000. Okay. Now that's the borrowed amount. Now it's very easy to find the monthly payment. Okay. You just cross multiply and divide. So 2.15 times 12,000. Divided by 100, and he has to pay $258 per month. Now, find out how much total Mike will have to repay. So he's paying $258 per month. How many months are in a year? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. There would be 12. So he pays that 12 times a year, but there's 5 years. Okay, so we need to multiply by 5. So I take 258 times 12 times 5. And that's $15,480. Now, I want you to add a part C, okay? Please find the total cost of Mike's new car. So he is repaid, okay, $15,480. But he also made the down payment that we were able to subtract when I did the borrowing, okay? But he did pay that. That Mike did pay that. Mike had to pay this, and then he had to pay this. So I add them, 15,480 plus 7,000, $22,480. Now I want you to compare this number with this number. This is how much the car cost, but this is how much he paid. So why is he paying more? Why did he have to end up paying more? Think about it. Was he able to pay for the car at the same time, like when he bought it? No, he wasn't. So that's why he ends up paying a little more than the car itself cost, because he couldn't pay for it at one time. Okay, my next problem. A car drives 500 miles on 20 gallons of gas. If gas costs $2.40 per gallon, how much will gas cost? So, the only cost I see is we got to pay $2.40, but it's per gallon. So I pay that times the number of gallons, okay? But it's not 20 because that was for last trip. Okay, so I set up a proportion because we have the last trip and then this trip. Last trip was 500 miles over 20 gallons. This trip is only 120 miles. So do you think he's going to pay less or more than he had to pay on the last trip? Well, he's not driving as many miles, okay? So he's not going to need as many gallons, okay? So I cross multiply and divide. So I take 20 times 120 divided by 500, and I get 4.8, okay? I want you to round that up to 5 gallons. So now, I pay $2.40 per gallon. I know I need 5 gallons. So I take 2.40 times 5, and that's $12. That's not a bad trip, okay? Okay. When a new car was purchased, it was worth $22,000. The car loses value at an average rate. Put that loses, okay? It loses at 10% per year. Find how much the car will be worth in 10 years. Now, I want you to draw this little circle and put 100% above it. And this piece here is 10%. So how much would be out here? 100 minus 10 probably. It's 90, okay? So, but the problem is it's not a percent off because it happens per year, okay? So we take our 22,000 times, not 90, you got to divide the 90 by 100, okay? So 0.9. Now remember, that multiplication, that happens every year, okay? So there's 10 years, so we're going to be multiplying by 0.9 10 times. So that's an exponent, and that's 10. That equals my answer, okay? So 22,000 times 0.9 to the 10th power. $7,670.93. Okay, Bill rented a van and drove 500 miles. The trip took 3 days. Use your table to find the cost of the rental. So what did Bill rent? Well, he rented a van, so he's got to pay the days and the miles. So for the days cost $48 and the miles cost $41. So the days are easy. You're paying that 3 times, okay? Because you pay it every day. So that's what daily means. You do it every day. $144. Plus, but the miles. Now I see 500, but I don't pay for all the miles because there's 100 free miles each day. So I have 3 days. So 100, 200, 300. So I subtract 300 and that's 200. So that's how many miles I have to pay for. So 82. So I take 144 plus 82, and that's 226. Okay, now word problems. You kind of just have to study these. The contract you sign with your insurance agent is called your policy. Okay, that's what a contract is called. The amount of money you must pay each year for car insurance, that's called your premium, okay? Any fault you have in someone else being injured is called, that's your liability. Okay, the amount of money you pay in an accident before your insurance will pay to help you is called, okay? What do you think it is? It's a deductible. Okay, benefits provided to you by an insurance company in case of disaster is called coverage. Insurance that pays for damage to your car is called comp and collision. When you ask your insurance company for payment in case of trouble, you're making a claim. Okay, and we're going to come back to that here in the next video. Okay, now here's the last page. What does 50, 100, 200 mean in insurance company? So 50, 100, 200. Okay. This means my insurance will pay $50,000. Actually, let's not write those just yet, okay? Erase those, okay? Because I don't know how much space we'll need. My insurance will pay $50,000, okay, to pay another person's doctor bills if the accident is my fault. $100. That means my insurance will pay $100,000 to pay more than one person's doctor bills if that means I don't have to pay it, the insurance company will. If the accident is my fault. Okay. My insurance will pay $100,000 to pay more than one person's doctor bills if the accident's my fault. Now 20, let's bring that up here. That means my insurance will pay $20,000 to fix another person's car if the accident was my fault. Now, if it's not my fault, then their insurance pays, but I'm concerned about me if I cause an accident. Okay, that's it. Now, number 14, liability, 25, 50, 10, and then full coverage, okay? The amounts are higher with full coverage. Now, it's more expensive to pay it, but you're in an accident and it's your fault. There was one person in the other car. Okay, one person. There's one person, so you don't need these middle numbers, okay? They have doctor bills that will be $30,000. The damage to their car is $18,000. Your own car has $10,000 worth of damage. Find out how much you need to pay with the following types of insurance. Okay? So we have to take the other person's stuff first. So we want to put their doctor bills first. You always want to put the other person's doctor bills first. And then their car, because they have to get that fixed. And then your own car is last, okay? And this was my fault, so we're going to essentially be putting the same things. This is just if I had this, if I have this. Okay, now, liability. They'll pay $25,000. Is that enough? No, it's not, because if I take 30 minus 25,000, there's going to be money left over. It's not going to be a negative. So $5,000. Okay, now they'll pay up to $10,000 for the property. Is that enough? No, it's not, because if I minus 10,000, there's still money left. Okay? So that's $8,000. Remember, if it's a negative, that means there's nothing left after they pay, and you don't have to pay anything. You're covered. Okay, now my car, okay, I'm out of luck. And I want you to put this right here so you know what it means, okay? So doctor, other car, my car, okay? My car is not paid for, okay? If all I have is that. So I add these amounts together. So 5,000 plus 8,000 plus 10,000. $23,000. I have to pay. Okay, now full coverage, 75,000. Now they're going to pay 75,000, but again, put what these mean. Doctor, other car, because the other car has to be fixed in my car. Okay, now subtract that, but I don't think I get a negative. So there's going to be nothing left for me to pay, and that's good, okay? So that means I'm covered. Now, the other car, they'll pay up to $100,000. Negative, that means I'm good. There's nothing left for me to pay. And then my car, it says comp and collision, so that means my car is covered, but I do have to pay this deductible before they pay for all this stuff, okay? So $200 I pay. So which one's better? Well, obviously this one I don't have to pay as much. This is better insurance. I have to pay more for it, but it's better.